When participating in any exercise program, there is a possibility of physical injury and an increased load on the heart, which may result in dizziness, shortness of breath, and in extreme circumstances may result in a heart attack. If you experience any dizziness or pain, stop exercising immediately and seek medical attention as required. By participating in this exercise program, you agree to freely accept all associated risks, dangers, and hazards. The governors of the University of Alberta, their officers, employees, and volunteers are not responsible for any injury or loss of any kind sustained by you while participating. Consult your physician before beginning any exercise program.
We are going to get going. So just one last time, I know some people probably joined. I might be a little bit choppy. We're doing our best. If you lose me, I'm really sorry. And you can ask for permission to record, so Chelsea can give you permission to record this to your local device, and then you can view it for later. Or if you don't want to do that, you can put your email in the chat to Chelsea, and we will send you the recording at another time, so that you can redo the workout. So anyways, we're going to get started with our warm-up here. So when everyone's ready, just into a nice strong march in the spot. Okay, we're going to take this into a step tap, so just step and tap that foot. A little rotation into the upper body here. As in previous weeks, my colleague Chelsea is monitoring the chat box, so I can't actually see what you're saying right now. But she'll answer any of your questions, or hopefully try and fix any problems that we have IT-wise. Good, and we're going to take this into a little heel tap and curl those arms. So again, if you were here last week, Amit is in the back behind me, and she's going to be demoing some of the modifications for exercises. So choose who you want to follow along with for each one. Good, and we're going to take this into some hamstring curls here. So pulling that heel towards your butt.
If you never come around, how we ever gonna be? If you're always on the ground, then you're never gonna see what falling feels like.
Four more here. And taking this into a knee lift. And into front kicks here. One more here. Good, and into jumping jacks. So you can do your full jack, or Amit's doing a step if you don't like the hop. Four more. Good. And taking those feet a little bit wider than your hips into a squat. Just down and up. Warming up those hips, knees, and ankles. Keeping that chest nice and upright. Two more. Good, taking this back to that march, and we're gonna add a little shoulder press here. So activating that upper body. Just body weight here, no weights needed. Just warming up those shoulders. This is a good one for your coordination. Good, and in four, we're gonna take that to a forward press here. So hands come out in front of you. Next one, we're into that step, a nice long reach. And 4 more here. And last one, we're gonna take it into a little jog on the spot, or a little fake skip. Awesome, hopefully everyone's feeling warmed up, so we're gonna get going. So as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna do a little ladder here with our 4 exercises. 15 seconds of work, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. So our first one is gonna be a sumo squat with airplane arms. So how that's gonna look is your feet are gonna be wider than your hips, toes pointed out slightly. You're gonna take your hands and tilt, touch right in the middle, back to flat arms. All right, that's your first one. All right, ready? Good. So knees are tracking those toes here, they're not pulling to the inside. Nice and strong through that core, through that torso. If you can't touch the floor, that's totally fine. Just working on getting that rotation through your upper body. Your gaze can follow that top hand if you choose, or if you have a little bit of dizziness or vertigo, you can just stare straight. Ten seconds to go here. Our next one's gonna be tricep push-ups. 3, 2, 1. All right, little 15-second rest. We're coming down to our mat. Hands are just shoulder width apart. In that high plank, those elbows are gonna stay nice and tucked, close to the body, and back up. Right, little tricep push-up here. That means downweighting that modification, you can go from your knees. If you have trouble with your wrists, you can stack those hands on your fists. Or you can do it in an incline position if you have a chair nearby or a couch, or even a wall. Everything's in a nice straight line from those shoulders to your heels. Remembering to breathe, 10 seconds here. Awesome, nice work. Okay, we're gonna stay down on our mat. Plank hip twist is your next one. Onto those elbows, into that plank position. We're gonna drop that hip side to side. If you don't like this, you're holding a plank here, or from those knees, whenever you're ready. Those feet can be a little bit wider to create a bigger base of support. Or if you want to make it a little bit harder, those feet are right together. Neck is in a nice neutral position. We're not staring down towards those toes. Core is strong, resting as you need. Alright, next one here is the jumping jack. So just like we did in the warm-up, out and in, or your step touch. We've still got 5 seconds to rest here. Ready? And go. So choosing whatever works for you here. You don't like this intensity, you're choosing that step touch. You can even add both those arms in every time. If you are jumping, we're nice and soft through those toes, through those knees. Arms are active. We're not just flopping up and down, really mindfully moving here. Nice work, little 15-second rest. That's the bottom of our ladder. We're working our way back the other way, starting with jumping jacks again. Ready in 5. And go. Exercise. Good, remember to breathe here. Nice and strong through those legs, through that core. Arms are actively moving, they're not just flying up and down. Choosing whatever intensity you want. You got 10 seconds to go here. Keep it up. Awesome, you're back onto the floor for those plank hip twists. Down on those elbows, into that plank. Ready, and go. Those hips just drop side to side. Again, choosing that feet position, wider for a little bit extra stability, narrower for a little bit harder. You can also just hold a plank like that meat. Even drop to those knees if you need to. Neck is nice and neutral, straight line from those shoulders to your heels. Ten to go. Nice work, everybody. All right, we're into those tricep push-ups. Staying on your mat, narrow hands, shoulder width apart, elbows tucked tight to the body here. Option from your knees, stacking those wrists on the wall when you're ready. So making sure that core is strong. If you feel like your low back is swaying, we're dropping it down to those knees so that you can stay nice and strong through that midline. Nice work. Okay, all the way back to the start. We're into that sumo squat with your little airplane hands. So feet wider than hips, toes turned out, squatting with that reach. Ready? And go. Again, sitting back into those hips here, knees tracking those toes. Nice and strong through that upper body. So we're not folding forward from the hips too much. Again, eyesight can follow that hand. Or if you get a little bit dizzy, you're spacing forward as that core rotates. Five to go here. Nice work. This is your break. Grab some water, wipe that sweat away. We're on to our next circuit. The first exercise here is going to be a good morning. So hands are going to come behind the ears, feet hip width apart. You're going to sit back in those hips, legs stay relatively straight. Try to come parallel to the floor and back up, squeezing those hamstrings and those glutes, okay? So you got 15 seconds here to rest, and that's your first one. You want to add weight, they stay on those shoulders as you come forward and back up. Ready? And go. Nice flat back. Pulling back through those shoulder blades. Really focusing on those hamstrings and glutes here. So a little slight bend to the knees so that those legs aren't locked out. But we're not squatting down here. Really nice and flat through that whole spine. Try not to round through those shoulders as you come forward. So really pulling back those elbows. 10 seconds to go here.
If you never come around, how we ever gonna be? If you're always on the ground, then you're never gonna see.
Nice work, guys. All right, our next one, you're gonna be down on your mat. We're gonna do a full sit-up. Hands come down beside your hips, up into a reverse bridge. Back down to floor. Ready? So full sit-up. Place those hands. Fingertips point towards the toes and back down. Option here to take out that sit-up. Just bridge up, bridge down. Again, stacking those wrists over fists if that flexion really hurts. Turning those fingertips a different way. Do whatever's comfortable for you here. Hips are coming nice and high in that bridge. Try to fully extend all the way through those glutes. Getting a little bit of work into the shoulders here. 5 seconds to go. Nice work. All right, our next one, we're gonna stay on the mat here, down to your back. Feet come out to a tabletop position, so straight up from those hips. We're just gonna drop those heels down, one at a time. So really engage into the core, pulling that belly button into your spine. If you wanna make this a little bit more difficult, you're gonna lengthen that lever and drop that straight leg. Making sure that low back isn't peeling up off the floor, that we're not getting a big arch in that low spine. If we are, we're just not going to drop those legs as low. So choosing whatever you need to protect that low back, but still get a core workout here. All right, nice work. Next one is everybody's favorite, burpees. So choosing that stepping version that means something to do, or you got your full burpee here. When you're ready, exercise. So if you're jumping nice and soft through those knees, absorbing that impact, or you have that step back to a nice high plank, step in, stand up. Almost done here. Nice, quick little breather, and you're back into those burpees. All right, ready in 5 here. Burpees, one more. When you're ready, exercise. Taking your time here, make sure you're in a proper position. So out to a nice good plank, popping those feet in, and fully extending up. drops. On that back, hips stacked, right over, dropping that heel down. All right, ready? And go. Pulling that belly button into your spine, catching your breath here. Choosing to extend that lever to a straight leg for a little added challenge. Resting as you need. Grabbing water whenever you need. Less than 10 to go here. That's nice work. Okay, we're into that sit-up and reverse bridge. Stay down on that mat. Full sit-up, hands placed by the hips. Hips come up. When you're ready, 3, 2, and 1. Choosing to take out that sit-up or adjust that hand placement as needed. Fully extending through those hips. Trying to be a nice flat tabletop here. So hips come all the way in line with those shoulders and those knees. Nice work, breathing. 10 to go. Awesome, nice work. We are back to the top of this set. Into those good mornings. Hands behind those ears. Feet hip width apart. Slight bend to the legs. Hips come back. Flat back, parallel to the floor. Squeezing back up. Ready. Squeeze those hamstrings and glutes on the way out. Try not to pull up with that low back. Elbows stay pulling back, squeezing through that upper back, preventing rounding through those shoulders. Core is strong. Legs stay relatively straight here. Just that slight little bend in your knees. Adding weight if you choose. Nice work, guys. Grab some water. Quick little break here. We're on to a new circuit. Whew. All right, first exercise while we rest. We're going to be back in that sumo squat position. So toes out, hips a little bit wide, feet a little bit wider than your hips. We're going to move down to a nice low sumo squat and add a calf raise here. You're going to stay down, add that little calf raise. Any of you that have done bar before, classic move here. So option to come out of that squat whenever you want. You can do sumo squat, add that calf raise at the top. Whatever you want. Ready in 5. And go. Nice low squat here. Up on those tippy toes. Pulling those knees back the whole time. Engaging those inner thighs. Torso is upright. We're not folding forward from those hips. Nice strong core here. Choosing to go as low as is available to you. Or that option that it meets doing in the background here. Coming out of that squat if you don't like the hold. Nice work. You got 10 to go here. Stay strong, guys. Nice work. Coming out of that, you're gonna grab your weights if you have them, or that strap, bath towel, or you got body weight. Coming into a front raise here, all the way overhead, into a shoulder press. Back down. When you're ready, squeeze in those shoulders, core stays nice and strong. We're not option through that upper body. So if you have that strap or towel, you're pulling it apart to create that tension here. So always having tension on that strap, pulling apart. Again here, body weight option. Really squeezing those shoulders, pulling down through those lats, back up. Choosing whatever intensity equipment you have available to you. Nice work, guys. Coming down to that mat for our next one. Little core hold here. So coming into a hollow hold. We're gonna stretch those arms overhead. Feet come off the floor, arms come off the floor. Holding here. Good. So as the knee is showing, you can shorten that lever. Hold your knees up, hands come up. If you're finding that low back is peeling off the floor, option to hold out as long as you can. Rest and rejoin us when you're ready. You can also bring one knee in as an option, or you can bring those arms in to reduce that stress overhead as well. Neck is nice and relaxed here. We're not squeezing through, looking up at the ceiling. Nice work. All right, little cardio here. We're into the wide mountain climbers. So hands right under those shoulders, and we're gonna bring those feet all the way out to those hands. Jumping opposite. Option to step here or do high knees. So take it up off the floor. So you can get those high knees fast if you want, or you can step it at whatever rate you choose.
I was taken by the moon, looking down on everything I never knew. I'm awakened by the truth that only for a moment I'm alive with you.
Nice work. Little rest. Back into those climbers.
If you never come around, how we ever gonna be? If you're always on the ground, and you're never gonna see what
All right, ready? And go.
If you never come around, how we ever gonna be? If you're always on the ground, and you're never gonna see falling feels like falling.
And if you're on the floor, we can stack those wrists. Option there, or those high knees.
I was higher than the stars, orbiting the universe to where you are.
Nice work, guys. Back into that hollow hold.
Many years we've been apart, and I never wanted gravity to pull this hard.
Ready? The legs and arms come off the floor. Again, you don't have to go as deep. You can shorten that lever. You can do one. If you did one side, do the opposite side here. Belly button pulling into the spine. We want to avoid any space in that low back so your hips are tilting. 15 to go here. You guys got it. Breathing. Nice work. All right, back to the top. Oh, sorry, front raises. So grab those weights. that strap, that towel, whatever you have. Ready? So out, all the way overhead, down into a little press here. Body weight doable. Pulling on that strap or that towel if that's what you have. To go. Nice work. Okay, back to the top here. We're into that single squat, holding low, adding that little calf raise. So feet wider than those hips, toes point out slightly. Come down into that squat. When you're ready, adding that little heel lift. All the way through those toes. Torso stays upright, nice and strong through that core. Again, choosing to come out of this position whenever you need a little rest on those thighs. Nice work, guys. Wow, less than 15 to go here. You guys got it. Staying strong through those legs. Knees pulling out. Nice work. Grab some water. All right. Next one here. You're gonna grab your little hand towel or glider if you have it. We're into a reverse power lunge. So we're gonna hold low on one side here and pull that back leg in and out nice and quick. Option, if you don't have a nice wipe like I do, you're pulling back into that low lunge. Okay? When we're ready, staying on one side here. Holding low in that front, weight stays on that front leg. Sliding back and forth, torso stays upright, not bending forward over that front leg, sitting into that hip. Option to slow it down, take that slider away, step it back. $15 to go. Nice work. Shake it out quickly. We're into a bent over row. All right, grabbing those weights or that towel or body weight here. I'm gonna go from the front, Abby's gonna go from the side. Elbows drive out wide. Pulling those weights up, squeezing those shoulder blades. Nice flat through the back. Steering just in front of your mat here, not right down at those toes. Neck is nice and neutral. So again, you have that body weight option here, or you can grab that strap, keeping the same tension on it. Squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 10 to go. Nice work. All right, onto your mat. Into all fours here. You're gonna do a little bird dog. So you're gonna lift your alternate arm, opposite leg. Okay, so pushing, trying to keep those hips nice and steady. No rocking side to side here. Good. If you find that full extension hard, maybe you're just lifting a couple inches off the floor here. If you don't find this hard enough, maybe you're coming up to those toes. Okay, choosing whatever variation is gonna work for you. Really pushing out nice and hard with both that hand and that leg. Every part of your body here is active. Awesome. Okay, coming into our little cardio, we're gonna take it into a shuffle side to side. So a little shuffle and touch. Shuffle and touch. When you're ready. Coming into that touch again, we're not folding forward. You're sitting down into that little squat. Don't have to touch the floor. Maybe you're just taking a step touch. Whatever works for you. Time to go. Whew. All right, little break. Back into those shuffles. Ready in 5. And go. Chest stays upright. Choose that intensity. Time to go. Awesome, nice work. Okay, back to that mat, into that bird dog. Alternating, arm and leg out. Great. Tension through that whole side. Everything's active here. Feeling like you're pushing the walls apart with that opposite arm, opposite leg. Get an option just to lift a little bit off the floor here, not into that full extension, or come up to those toes. Trying to avoid those hips rocking too much side to side. Nice and strong through that core. Nice work. Okay, into that bent over row. Grabbing those weights, your strap. We're doing a body weight. Again, I'll go forward and meet to the side here. Nice strong base with both legs. Nice flat back here. Elbows drive out wide. Squeezing between those shoulder blades. Neck stays neutral, looking just in front of that mat or those feet. Ten seconds to go, guys, you got it. Awesome, nice work. Okay, grabbing that little glider, that hand towel. We're onto your other leg here. Sinking low into that front foot. Back leg pulls in and out. Little power lunge here. Option to step it back if you don't have that glider. Make that point of contact with your toe and that full extension. Torso staying up right here. We're not pulling forward at the hips. Sitting back into that leg. Feeling that glute here on that standing side.
I was taken by the moon, looking down on everything I never knew.
Nice work. Grab some water. I think this will be our last set here.
And only for a moment I'm alive with you.
All right, first one, skater squat. So you're gonna be on one leg. You're gonna try and cover that back knee. So we're not touching down. If you need to, you have that full point of contact. So again, we're gonna stay one side, one round. As we come back up that ladder, other side. Ready in 5. Yes, thinking into that hip, touching if you need, that toe. We're trying to work up to that little hover. If you have a weight here, this is a nice option to counterbalance yourself. So as you come down, that weight can come out. Really working that one quad here. Nice work. Okay, onto our stomachs. We're going to do a little Superman here. So we're going to lift both those arms and legs up. We're going to stay up and fly those arms. Alright, just staying, legs and arms off the floor. Arms make that nice big arc. Option to drop down in between each one if you need to. Come up. Option to leave those legs on the floor. Just do those arms. Whatever works for you. Squeezing through those back muscles. Pulling those arms down. Engaging those lats. Neck stays neutral, looking at the mat. Nice work. All right, into our core here. So plank toe taps up into that high plank, reaching for either those knees or all the way down to those toes. So coming back to that plank in between every tap. Option here to stay in that pike position and alternate those arms up. Making sure as we come back to that full plank, we're coming back to that nice straight line every time. Again, for my wrist people, stacking those fists. We're doing this from an incline position. You have a couch or chair nearby. Also can be done down to the elbows. Nice work. All right, little runner skip here. So coming down to that lunge, hop up. Same leg, whole time. When you're ready, option here to just tap down, drive that knee, tap and drive. Or you're adding maybe a little calf raise here. Add some speed. or you're adding that full hop. Nice and soft on those feet. Nice work. All right, other side for that runner skip. Right, and 5. Down, driving that knee, adding that calf raise, or into that full hop. Mindful of that knee, toe alignment here. Making sure we're in a nice strong position before adding speed here. Ten to go. Nice work. Okay, back into those pike toe taps. Ready? Into that high plank. Pike up. Reach for those knees or those toes. Back to that plank. Or staying in that pike position. Alternating taps here. Nice work, down to that stomach. Superman with that arm fly. So lifting up both those arms, both those legs. Stay up and fly those arms. Option to leave those legs down, just to your arms. Option to reset every rep, just like as Nate is showing. Active all the way through that lower body. Nice work, guys. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 10 to go. Nice work. Okay, we're back to the start here. Skater squat on that opposite leg. So just hovering that knee just above the floor. Back up. Option to make that contact with your toe. Really tuning into that balance here. Awesome, nice work you guys. Okay, we're gonna cool it down. Come onto your mat for a stretch. So coming down onto your back here, grab some water, whatever you need first. We're gonna hug those knees into into your chest, nice and tight. Maybe rock side to side. That feels good. Good, legs one leg straighten along the floor, hugging that other knee tight into your chest. Catching that breath, slowing that heart rate. Opening that bend knee out to the side here. Little stretch through the inner side through that groin. Option to straighten that leg out here. Okay, crossing that same leg across your opposite shoulder. Stretching through that outer hip and that glute. And coming back to center here, we're going to straighten that same leg up to the ceiling, heel stays flexed. Grabbing onto that calf or that thigh. A little gentle pull towards the face here. Stretching out that hamstring. Taking that extend the leg and crossing that ankle over your opposite knee. Feeding those hands to that little hole. Little figure four stretch here. Pulling that bottom leg in towards the chest for a greater stretch. Pushing that top knee towards the opposite wall. Good. Shaking both those legs out. We're going to repeat that same sequence on your other side here. Bring that knee into your chest. Nice tight squeeze here. And opening that knee out to the side, stretching that inner thigh and that groin. Again, option to straighten out that leg here.
I'm awakened by the truth that only for a moment I'm alive with you.
And crossing over to that opposite shoulder. Stretching to that outer hip and that glute.
If you never come around, how we ever gonna be? If you're always on the ground, then you're never gonna see what falling feels like. If you never come around, how we ever gonna be? If you're always on the
Going
ground,
back to the center. Leg straight up to the ceiling, grabbing onto that calf or that thigh. Little pull towards the face. Stretching that hamstring. Foot stays flexed. And last one here, crossing that ankle over your opposite knee. Feeding those hands to the middle. Little figure four here. Pushing that top knee to the opposite wall. Holding that bottom knee a little bit closer to the chest.
If
Yeah, shaking those legs out when you're ready. We're gonna come up to sitting, just nice and slow here. In case you're not dizzy at all, we're gonna sweep those legs behind you and sit back onto those heels. Reach those arms up nice and far in front of you and stretch out that low back. And again, slowly sitting up nice and tall here. Make sure that blood doesn't rush to your head. Clasping those hands behind your back. Nice little chest stretch in your last one for the day. You can bring that forward fold back in and let those hands fall over your head. Awesome. Thanks again for joining me this week. Same time next week. If you have any questions, comments, hopefully the audio wasn't too bad. I'm going to stay on for a few minutes. If you want to unmute yourself, ask any questions, put anything in the chat. I'll be around to answer anything. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for joining me and see you next week.